The story of rap doesn't start in a fancy recording studio. It begins on the hot, cracked pavement of the Bronx in the 1970s. Imagine a summer afternoon, the sun beating down on the concrete. The city had its struggles for sure, but there was a powerful energy bubbling up from the streets. People needed an escape, a way to come together and celebrate life. So they threw block parties. They would tap into the streetlights for power, hooking up massive sound systems that could shake the entire neighborhood. It was a raw, unfiltered expression of community, a place where you could forget your troubles and just feel the rhythm. The air was thick with the smell of street food and the sounds of laughter and music. At the heart of these parties was the DJ, the sonic architect of the entire experience. They weren't just playing records from start to finish, they were innovators, constantly searching for that perfect moment in a song. One of the pioneers, DJ Kool Herc, noticed something special. He saw that the crowd went wildest during the instrumental breaks of funk and soul records, the parts where the vocals dropped out and the drums and bass took over. He called these sections the breakbeats. This was a revolutionary idea. Instead of letting the song continue, he figured out a way to isolate and extend these breaks, creating a continuous loop of pure percussive energy for the dancers. Kool Herc developed a technique he called the merry-go-round. He'd use two turntables, each with a copy of the same record. He would play the break on one turntable, and just as it was about to end, he'd switch over to the other turntable and start the same break all over again. This created a seamless, extended loop of the most danceable part of the song. It was pure genius. The b-boys and b-girls, the dancers who came to these parties, had a brand new canvas to express themselves on. This wasn't just background music anymore. It was the main event, a pulsating foundation built specifically for movement and expression. This innovation laid the entire groundwork for what would become hip-hop. Before a single word was ever rapped over a beat, the sound was born from this desire to stretch a moment. Other DJs, like Grandmaster Flash and Afrika Bambaataa, took this concept and ran with it, refining the techniques with more precise cuts and scratches. They were like scientists in a lab, dissecting records to find their rhythmic DNA. The block party became a testing ground, a place where new sounds were forged not for commercial success, but for the immediate reaction of the crowd. It was music for the people, by the people, right there on the streets of New York City. While the DJs were busy creating these incredible soundscapes, another crucial element was taking shape. At first, the DJs needed someone on the microphone to keep the crowd engaged. They were called Masters of Ceremonies, or MCs. Their job was simple: hype up the party, shout out people in the crowd, and make announcements. They'd say things like, "Party people in the place to be," or "Throw your hands in the air." These early MCs, like Coke La Rock, who worked with Kool Herc, were the bridge between the DJ's booth and the dance floor, using their charisma and voice to amplify the energy that the breakbeats were generating. Soon enough, these simple shout-outs started to evolve. The MCs began to make their phrases more rhythmic, fitting them into the pocket of the beat. They started rhyming their words, turning simple announcements into catchy chants. It was a natural progression. Why just talk when you could flow? They began telling short stories, boasting about their skills, or painting pictures of life in their neighborhood. The microphone became an instrument in its own right. The MC was no longer just a hype man. They were becoming a performer, a storyteller, and the voice of the party. This was the birth of rapping as we know it today. Artists like Mel Mel of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five were true pioneers of this new art form. Mel Mel was one of the first to write complex, structured rhymes that told a compelling story. In the song The Message, he painted a vivid, unflinching picture of the struggles of inner-city life. It was a groundbreaking moment. Rap was no longer just party music. It proved it could be a powerful vehicle for social commentary. The MC became a journalist for the streets, reporting on the realities that were often ignored by the mainstream media. They gave a voice to the voiceless, transforming personal experience into universal art. This transformation from hype man to lyrical poet set the stage for everything that followed. The focus began to shift from just the DJ to the dynamic duo of the DJ and the MC. They were a team, a perfect combination of sound and voice. The MC's rhymes gave the breakbeats a narrative, a personality, and a purpose beyond the dance floor. People started listening not just for the beat, but for the words, the stories, and the message. This crucial development turned hip-hop from a local party scene into a full-fledged musical genre with limitless potential for expression and storytelling. The 1980s and early 90s are often called the golden age of hip-hop, and for good reason. This was when the genre exploded in creativity and diversity. Artists like Run DMC shattered boundaries, mixing rap with rock and roll and bringing it to a massive new audience on MTV. Their hard-hitting beats and back-and-forth rhymes became a signature style. At the same time, groups like Public Enemy used their music as a platform for powerful political and social statements, with Chuck D's booming voice delivering urgent messages over dense, chaotic production. This era was all about pushing the limits and showing the world the incredible range of what rap could be. The scene was incredibly vibrant, with different regions developing their own unique sounds. In New York, artists like Eric B. and Rakim brought a new level of lyrical complexity and a smoother, more laid-back flow. Rakim's intricate rhyme schemes and metaphorical prowess set a new standard for what it meant to be a skilled MC. Out on the West Coast, a different sound was emerging. NWA gave birth to gangsta rap, offering a raw and controversial look into the harsh realities of life in Compton. Their music was shocking to many, but it was an undeniably powerful form of expression that resonated with millions of frustrated youths. This period also saw the rise of artists who focused on storytelling and positivity. A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, key members of the Native Tongues collective, brought a jazz-influenced, Afrocentric, and often playful vibe to hip-hop. They proved that rap didn't have to be aggressive to be impactful. It could be conscious, introspective, and fun. The diversity of the Golden Age was its greatest strength. From the political fire of Public Enemy to the smooth poetry of Rakim and the conscious vibes of A Tribe Called Quest, there was something for everyone. This variety is what allowed the genre to grow and connect with so many different people. As the 90s progressed, hip-hop became a dominant force in mainstream culture. Artists like the Notorious Big in New York and Tupac Shakur on the West Coast became global superstars, known for their incredible storytelling abilities and charismatic personalities. Their music topped the charts, and their influence extended to fashion, language, and film. What started as a local phenomenon in the Bronx had become a worldwide movement. The stories and sounds born from those humble block parties were now being heard and celebrated in every corner of the globe, proving the universal appeal of a powerful beat and a compelling story. The arrival of the digital age in the late 1990s and 2000s completely changed the game once again. The internet and digital production software put the tools of creation into the hands of more people than ever before. You no longer needed access to an expensive recording studio to make a great rap song. Aspiring artists could create beats and record vocals right from their bedrooms. This democratization of technology led to an explosion of new styles and subgenres. It also allowed artists to connect directly with their fans through platforms like MySpace and later, SoundCloud, bypassing the traditional music industry gatekeepers who had often been slow to embrace hip-hop. Streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music further amplified rap's global reach. Suddenly, a listener in Tokyo could discover an underground rapper from Atlanta with the click of a button. This broke down geographical barriers and allowed hip-hop to become a truly global language. Artists from the UK, France, South Korea, and beyond started incorporating hip-hop elements into their own music, creating unique fusions that reflected their own cultures and experiences. The internet didn't just help spread American rap, it helped hip-hop become a framework for expression that artists all over the world could adapt and make their own. Today, rap is arguably the most influential musical genre on the planet. Its impact is felt everywhere, from pop music charts to high-fashion runways and political discourse. The slang, the fashion, and the confident attitude of hip-hop have been absorbed into the global mainstream. More importantly, it continues to be a vital tool for social commentary. Artists use their platform to address issues like racial injustice, poverty, and mental health, continuing the legacy of early pioneers like Mel Mel and Public Enemy. It remains a powerful voice for marginalized communities, offering a platform to tell stories that might otherwise go unheard. The enduring legacy of rap is a testament to its authenticity and adaptability. From its roots in the Bronx block parties to its current status as a global cultural titan, it has always been about one thing: giving a voice to the people. It's the sound of resilience, creativity, and the universal human need to tell our own stories in our own words. The beat may have changed, the technology may have evolved, but the fundamental spirit of that DJ dropping a needle on a breakbeat and an MC grabbing the mic to speak their truth remains as powerful as ever. It's a story that is still being written, one rhyme at a time.